Well, what's good, guys? Welcome to another video. Today we will be reviewing the Viltrox, this guy right here, the 50mm 1.8 Z full frame autofocus lens. It's about half the price of the Nikon 50mm 1.8, but is it just as good? I did a review on the 50mm 1.8 Z mount Nikon lens, but today we'll take the Viltrox out for a little spin. Like I said, this thing autofocuses, it costs half the price, it's full frame, and it's a 1.8 lens. Right here you got the focus ring, which is cool because this lens does have an aperture ring right on the lens. What you can do is you can set it on A mode, and you can control the aperture right in the camera dial as well. So, hey guys, by the way, sorry about my voice. Last night I was at a show, having a good time, singing, yelling, cheering on the band. If you want to check out more of this band unrelated to this lens review, I shot some clips with my iPhone. I'll play them at the end of this video, so yeah, check it out. So the Viltrox review. I will also, for fun, a lens from the good old days, the 50mm 1.4 AI lens. This thing is super small and super sweet, and we'll do some comparison tests as well. Hey, there's probably plenty of reviews comparing the Viltrox to the 1.8 Nikon Z mount, but today let's do something different. We'll do the review, we'll take some snaps, we'll also do video clips with the Viltrox, but we'll also compare it with a lens that was an awesome manual focus lens from a long time ago. So we'll take some pictures with this guy as well, and hey, do some video wide open, 1.4 versus 1.8. Again, this is a third-party Viltrox lens. It's not Nikon, but it is Z mount. So for those of you who are curious, you know, how sharp this lens is, wide open, how well this thing autofocuses, how fast the autofocus is, we'll review all that stuff in this review. So yeah, let's get started. Hopefully you enjoy it. Let's go. Let's rock and roll.
Once again, excuse the raspiness of my voice, guys. First up, let's do some video clips with the Nikon Z6. We'll do some video of these flowers here, wide open with the Viltrox at 1.8, as you see right here. Let me go ahead and throw on the vintage AI 50mm, shoot it at 1.4 and f2. I'm using an FTZ adapter to shoot these clips with the vintage lens at 1.4. Here's the same clip at f2 so you could see the difference. Let's go side-by-side comparison. The AI lens at 1.4 and the Viltrox on top at 1.8. Look at the background blur. Real quickly, guys, I did not set the lens info on the AI lens yet. That's why it says 58mm instead of 50, and the aperture setting is not accurate because the lens info was incorrect. But these two first examples, the AI lens is shot at 1.4 and the Viltrox 1.8, you'll see right there. In this next example, both lenses shot at f2. There's a noticeable difference between sharpness when I'm zooming here. Look at the vase of this flower arrangement. The Viltrox is sharper a little bit, but this is both shot at f2. Look at the bokeh difference at both lenses at f2. The bokeh is close. The Viltrox is a little smoother and rounder than the Nikon. Next up, we'll do the autofocus speed test here. I'm recording the EVF right on the Nikon Z6. As you can see, I mean, it's not a speed demon, but it captures focus fast. It's not quick, but it's not slow either. It does a good job with the background, the foreground. As you can see, I'm going back and forth, focusing the Viltrox lens. Your aperture range on the Viltrox is f1.8 to f16. Just look at the bottom of your screen. So far so good shooting with this Viltrox lens, 50mm autofocus. I mean, it's a nifty 50 for sure. Third party, but let's see what this lens can do with some more video clips. How about this AI 50mm? Just look at that front element. And lenses from yesteryear just look gorgeous. This lens has a really smooth manual focus ring, by the way. Okay, we're doing some slow motion on the Z6. First up, the Viltrox at 1.8. This is 120 frames per second on the Z6, shot at 1.8. Let's switch it to the Nikon here at 1.4. You could tell it's a little brighter, shooting it at 1.4, doing slow motion on the Z6 and the FTZ adapter. Let's go side by side comparison here of the two. Again, everybody, I want to apologize for the quality of my voice. I'm trying to get through this. Here's 4K 30 frames per second, shot at 1.8 with the Viltrox and the Z6. Look how clean the file is. Let's slow it down to 120 frames per second. Now I am shooting manual focus on the Viltrox only because it's dark and I'm shooting a smoke effect. So, but hey, I like the footage. What do you guys think? All right, now it's time to take the Viltrox 50mm Z out for a little spin. Okay, so we're at the world famous Rose Bowl in Pasadena, California for these shots. Now I did not adjust the Nikon's lens info yet. It still says 58mm on the right. I'll get to that very soon, but these shots are shot wide open on both lenses, Viltrox on the left and Nikon on the right. Nikon shoots at 1.4 and the Viltrox wide open at 1.8. Zoom in here, see the sharpness? Now pay attention to the CA, chromatic aberration, on the right on the Nikon. And when I stop the Nikon down on these next shots, this next shot is going to be shot at f2 on the Nikon. So we're at f2 on the Nikon and 1.8 on the Viltrox. Now you can see that the Nikon got a lot sharper at f2 than previous shot. Still, the Viltrox is holding its own. Look at the writing on the left corner there. The Viltrox is sharp. Just look at that. If you know anything about AI lenses, you know that it's a manual aperture setting, so 1.4, and the next selection is f2. So here both lenses shot wide open. I did adjust the lens info finally. Now we have 50mm 1.4. Now before I get into lens data, let me just talk about the bokeh ball here at 1.4, the AI lens. Interesting bokeh example there. So yeah, older lenses using on mirrorless cameras, if you want to activate IBIS and if you want the lens data, you would have to manually put that in the menu system. Now take a look at this, wide open, both lenses. The Nikon lens was a little softer. Now take a look what happens when I put Viltrox against Viltrox. Now stop down, Viltrox at 2.8 on the right, Viltrox 1.8 on the left. Look how much clearer the Viltrox is stopped down just a little bit at 2.8 from 1.8. Interesting results here. In this next example, I want to show you what I will be photographing. Now I was a little closer with the Nikon shot to the post, but you can see the background blur difference from 1.8, 1.4 shooting Nikon versus Viltrox. In this next example, we have the Viltrox here shot wide open at 1.8, world famous Rose Bowl, and look what happens when I switch it to f4. A lot clearer, a lot sharper, stop down the Viltrox. Here's me attempting to do some color grading to the shot. So from here on out, here's some Viltrox shots. This is a Viltrox 1.8 review after all. The world famous Rose Bowl, guys, if you're a college football fan, you know this stadium. The famous architect of the Rose Bowl. So in this next example, the Rose Bowl from afar. Beautiful mountain range of the San Gabriel Mountains. As you see here, the Viltrox stopped down at 3.2. So to obtain ultimate sharpness from this lens, you would need to stop it down just a little bit, and I like these results. Stop down a little bit more on the Rose Bowl. It is an iconic, legendary landmark stadium. Just Google it. A lot of football games here, college football, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day actually, and a lot of concerts. I mean, this is a landmark location. All right, who doesn't love old architecture of homes? Here, these homes are located really close vicinity to the Rose Bowl, so a very historic location here. These are shots from the Viltrox stop down. Thought I'd, have you take a look at some of these shots here at f2 on the Viltrox. Let's zoom in here to this beautiful, beautiful home. Who doesn't love original architecture of homes? You don't see this anymore. I'm not a big fan of like homes that all look the same. Back in the day, each home had its unique look, and here you're looking at a home that's just beautiful to shoot at. F4, stop down just a little bit. Look at the sharpness on the door. I love this house so much that I actually shot a vertical shot of this house coming up right here. A beautiful tree right in front. As you can see, the Viltrox is doing a great job. Like I said, each home is different. This is what I love about this area right here. This is my favorite home. I should say mansion, actually. Beautiful house. And just look at that. Look at the trees right in front. There's a vertical shot of that. So yeah, guys, the Viltrox is not going to be the sharpest lens in the world. Obviously not. You're paying $350 US. But for the money, Z mount, full frame, autofocus. Again, me tweaking with the colors. You can't go wrong with this lens. Like honestly, here's a shot of the 210 freeway, east and west. Now guys, don't try this while driving. I was driving, I was at 1.8. I wish I was at 5.6. Things would be a little more clear and sharper. Again, I was driving, I was on the on-ramp getting on the freeway, and I had like a split second to take the shot. And last but not least, here's a video clip showing the sun flares coming from above. Let me stop it down all the way to f16 so you could see the sun star. Let's just stop down all the way to f16. Let's bring it back. This is with no hood on, by the way. Just wanted you to see the flare you get from the sun with no hood.
Alright guys, welcome back. What did you think of the Viltrox 50mm 1.8 budget-friendly full-frame autofocus lens? You enjoy videos like this? Subscribe to Vahagraphy, like this video, and hit that bell notification. Hey, by the way guys, leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you thought of the sample images. And for those of you who own the 50-1.8 from Viltrox, like I said, budget-friendly autofocus full-frame lens. For those of you who own it, also leave me a comment. Let me know what you thought of this lens, and if you liked it, if you didn't like it, if you returned it. What do you think of the budget-friendly Viltrox third-party lens, Z-mount, full frame? All right, guys, thank you for watching this review. We will catch you on a future video. My voice is not normal. Oh my god. Anyway, guys, we'll see you next time. This is Vahagraphy. I'm Vahagan, your rock and roll photographer with the Viltrox 1.8. Yeah, it doesn't weigh that much either, We'll catch you on the next video. Rock and roll.